happening, everyone? And welcome to the Systems Lab Live. It is wonderful to see everyone here on this beautiful Wednesday, August the 3rd. And I'm excited because we are going through Process Improvement Part 2. Process Improvement Part 2. It is going to be very exciting because we're actually going to go through what the process is. I also have another report for us to walk through as well. But if you're tuning in for the very first time, welcome. Welcome. We are so glad that you're here because the Systems Lab Live is all about how we go about managing our projects, leading teams, best practices in productivity and time management. This is the live show that truly unpacks the trends, the studies. And we also dive deep and we also do process improvement like it's today's topic. We do a session called Process and Flow, in which you get to actually see me do some demos of how to break down processes. So, man, if this is the show, this is the show, this is the show. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a couple of things right now, but definitely want to know, where are you guys tuning in from, first and foremost? Would love to know that. Secondly, what in particular are you working on? So name and location, and what are you working on exactly? What are you working on exactly? So I'm just pulling up a couple stuff, folks. So we are rocking and rolling. How was everyone's day? How was that? Was it good? Was it so? This week has been very busy. This week has been really good, though. I've had a lot of good, fruitful conversations with people. And yeah, a lot of good things, some good exercise that's been going on as well. So I've been able to get out, do about 4 miles. I did 6 miles on Sunday. I did 4 miles Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. So 6, 4, and 4. And then tomorrow I'll get back at it. It's good to sometimes have that rest day. I thought I was going to go to the gym this afternoon, but nah. We just going to rest a little bit, but we're going to make sure we get up early before the sun and the heat and all of that. So I have, since the spring, I've enjoyed more of the outdoor run and walking than the gym itself. Even though the gym's good, if it's super super hot, then I'll just go straight to the gym and not knock it out. But that's it for the health tip and everything. So I'm gonna have a little bit of water as well. What's going on, Leslie? Great to see you. Great to see you. So that's what's going on there, folks. What else is new in the neighborhood? I'm trying to see if there's some more updates that I have for y'all that's going on. Speaking of process improvement, folks, I did a little bit of tweaking to my Zapier. So I think I told you this before, but I don't think I've brought you through like my reasoning for this. But I have a thing about tracking things, but I mentioned this. I feel like from the last live stream, but that was 2 days ago. For me, I really, really love tracking things. There's nothing like a good, should I track this? Yes or no. In fact, one thing that I'm a bit disappointed by is the LUMA app. Okay, so it's LUMA, like LU.MA. It's like events. It's like having a landing page with all these types of events and things like that. But it's a wonderful app. And I guess this is really show and tell with Ask Ash a little bit. So I'm actually going to show you the LUMA app situation. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So my thought process was, end quote, open quote, is I would be able to okay. So this is my Luma page. I wanted a free landing page where I could um register people for free for Black women in NFTs. I needed a place for people to go. Okay. And so I have this page right here. If you go to I guess it's with Connect. Um well, I mean you can text you can text pound new to NFTs if you want to 626-722-5444, and then you can get looped into the text message group, and then you can sign up that way as well. But anyway, I wanted a way to track like people who would register for this series. I wanted a way to track who was attending. But this particular app, I don't know what's up with this. I tried to create a Zapier, which is a cool tool which you can use um, tech tools to speak to each other. For whatever reason, it doesn't pull the information. Like it can't find my information. I don't know what's going on with it. I think it's a bug, to be quite honest. But I would love to, capture who's attending, essentially. So that's one pain point that has not been solved, is this aspect of whoever registers for Black women in NFTs goes straight to my Airtable base so that I can capture the name and the email. So, and it's not to put people in like a text message group or email list like illegally. Like I wouldn't do that. But like I said, I like to track things. It's like it's my jam. So that's that. But I went into Zapier today because I said to myself, I didn't like, somebody had booked a call with me to actually be on the Systems Lab Live, which should be fun. We're gonna do I'm gonna have a how to GSD guest hopefully soon. But one of the things that I'd like to do is when somebody books one of those collab calls, I had it in a separate Airtable base. Okay. And something weird happened where it was duplicating the name. Something weird happened. So anyway, I went back into here and I just said, I don't need to separate one base that has basically folks that just want to kind of chat and figure out, if they want to work with me or they just want to learn more, some, you know, that type of thing. So I was like, well, I mean, I can always, I have a drop down option, in terms of like in a text box that says, what are we talking about? So it's going to be easy to identify who's collabing and then who could be potential client or what have you. So I fixed it so there won't be any more duplications. And again, process improvement, right? In the words of Jordan Gill, what feels messy, broken, or slow. And for me, I was like, this is a little broken. It doesn't even make any sense anymore for me to have it in a separate base and whatnot. So that was that. Again, small process improvement, and I just wanted to have a way. Again, it's a record. And I've done this since, I think, January 2021. So it's almost like my personal lightweight CRM. For those of you that know me or have heard me say this before, I don't believe in like creating like putting project management tools as like your hub for like this is my CRM. I believe that HubSpot and Dubsado, I think that's a great tool for CRMs. I think you could do a lightweight CRM for just minimal information inside of Airtable. And I would even probably say I would even choose Airtable over ClickUp to even build a more robust CRM tool, like for sure, because the way that you can, especially if you book a call in Acuity, if I give you like that link, it's going to take your name, and the form is shorter this time around. I had like all of these what do you call, like social media things that people could put, but nobody was really using it. So I was like, I'll just put one line that says website or social media. So that's that. And so when somebody books that call, then that information is stripped and put directly into the Airtable connections base. And then, I can see who I've met with in the month, who I've met with, during the quarter. And I just make notes. And again, lightweight CRM. That's just a lightweight CRM for me. So, folks, are we ready to get some of this information started? We're going to look into a team collaboration report with Asana. Okay, hold on one second. Now, I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Hold on. I'm going to show you my Notion thing. Okay, here we go. Oh, it did. It opened it up straight there. So this is how I pull up the article. I don't know what happened. I copied and pasted the article and something odd happened. Okay. What do you guys see this? Okay. So this is my resource and learning hub. So anytime that I have a article, I have it saved to Notion. And then what I've done, which is a cool thing in which Notion has done, is make the database so powerful that you can then filter. Okay, you can absolutely filter some of the like the classifications, for instance. So for me, I'm just going to tap into the project management one. We see there's the Lucid chart one. I've tagged. This is what I've done. I've tagged. Oh no, that was cost management. No, we're not doing that one. Kanban, project team, area young. Where is the thing? State of work. Okay, what did we have this under, folks? Asana, do you need a project plan? We may just have to go in and find it. I don't know what exactly happened. That's okay. But when you set up your Notion database, you have this thing called Save to Notion. It's a Google Chrome extension. And so what happens then is that it basically sends it to this base. I basically tag it. I update this maybe, I don't know, every 2 weeks. I'm definitely not in it like a lot. I'm just going to go over really quickly, folks, and go into resources. And then I'm going to pull up the report. Oh, here we go. It's right here. It is right here. So this is a collaboration report from Asana, how most effective teams in the world collaborate. Okay, wait a minute. So this is what I'm going to do right quick. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to pull up that article and we're going to go over a few points in this that I think are going to be really important. So why am I bringing up the fact that Asana is having this team collaboration report? Well, the trends are here. Okay, the trends are here, and it is essential that you all understand this important point. When it comes to the digital age, when it comes to, excuse me, digital project management, team operations, remote work, the future of work, collaboration is at the center of it. All right. Got to get that Essentia, folks. The Essentia is wonderful. Okay, let me get this Essentia Oh, I said Essentia. I said the Asana report. Let me get this. Asana report. Asana report. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and put my information in because I almost very much thought that I had already downloaded this, but that's okay. That is okay. And I'm going to submit this. I don't know what happened. Okay. Here we go. Effective team collaboration. Oh, you know what I think what happened? Okay, I think I know what's going on. Okay. This is good though. Okay. We got it. We got it, folks. We got it, folks. We're in the building. And we're going to talk about effective team collaboration because that is really important. How the most effective teams in the world collaborate. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the state of collaboration. So, man, so according to Rob Cross, Madden Professor of Global Leadership at Babson College, collaborative work has risen more than 50% over the past decade and now consumes 85% of the average knowledge workers' work week. The pandemic poured fuel on the fire. So, over the past 10 years, so this is 2012 to 2022, we're more collaborative. Makes perfect sense, right? We're more collaborative. However, we're really now talking about 85% of the average knowledge workers week is consumed by collaboration. These past 2.5 years, we've been in a very collaborative environment. I think that makes a lot of sense to me because number one, collaboration is also coming in different forms. Let me tell you something. You got people who are launching conferences together. You got people who are launching communities. I'm going to say this. Now more than ever, community is needed. Now, right out the gate, there's some people who are, they're pulling in thousands, hundreds of thousands, right? You might be able to even pull in a couple. I'm grateful for even my text community. I'm very grateful. I got few folks texting me back, which says to me I must be doing something right. So I think that's really important. Being collaborative and building community. This is what we're seeing. So I love this part right here, and I want us to highlight this part right here. If I can highlight it. Maybe I can't. I'm not sure. Okay. What's this? Is this a highlight tool? Okay. I wanted to highlight this really quickly. Can I highlight? Okay. Boom. Companies run on increasingly complex networks of technologies. New challenges need new tools. However, teams rarely implement these technologies identically or with compatibility in mind. Departments, teams, and informal clusters of employees develop their own processes, making their work unintelligible to those on the outside. Okay, let's unpack this a bit because I think this is super, super important. And I want to say, I even had like a tweet thread that was a little bit about this that I think is really, really important. When you are collaborating, and I think you're absolutely right, you have new challenges, which means that processes most likely need to be updated or retooled or do some process improvement. You may need to integrate new technology. However, we're often doing a couple things, building, even within a team, a very siloed experience. What we really need to do is think in a more of a, I love how they put this right here, systems thinking. Okay. Having a systems thinking perspective for someone to have a cohesive process from the front end to the back end, and then everything in between. Make sense? So let's talk about this for a minute. When we speak about things like content operations, and you have a particular department that's graphics only, right? They just do the graphics and the look and feel. You have another aspect where you got social media, you got writing, you got video. So it can't be that the graphics team has a process and a system in place and not think of those that are writing, those that are doing the social media strategy, those that are doing videography. You can't just build that process and think I'm good, right? It has to be a cohesive system. All right. Questions on that? Does that make sense? Let me know. I'm going to just continue to roll through this. Okay. All right. This right here, because teams can't collaborate effectively, their work slows down and deadlines slip. Team members get frustrated. Clients and customers do. I, you know, this is what happens, right? You're building. Let's say it's like this. It's almost when you're thinking about building a house. You can't say, well, all right, I'm just gonna put the plumbing in this particular room and not think about everybody else. What if the bedroom's supposed to go over there? You know what I mean? So you have to make the process and the people and the operations speak to each other so people know what's going on. So people know exactly what to do. I love that. Okay. Let's I'm going to slide on over here. Make sure we have that. Okay. So this is a cool quote right here. Let's see. Let's break this down, shall we? Want to make sure that we're breaking that down the way it needs to be. Okay. But there are teams out there achieving outstanding collaboration. They have used impactful processes and workflows to unite cross-functional teams, helping them achieve more together than they could independently. And they're out there. They're absolutely out there, right? It's not everybody, right? Okay. How to unite your teams to reach your goals. I love this aspect. All leaders are concerned about collaboration, but few think about the processes that allow teams to do it well. Without effective processes, work slow down, deadlines slip, and quality declines. As Zoom developed into a global video communications powerhouse, its leaders faced just this challenge. How can they scale effortlessly and efficiently? So good. Okay. And so it looked so from their team member, Ariel, she said, what did she say? We need visibility, accountability, consistency in how work gets done, and knowledge sharing across the teams. So I think that I want to make sure that we are writing this down. Coley James is in the building. Coley James. I want to make sure that we are making sure that we are level setting this particular point right here. So as a team, you want to do a couple things. You really want to make sure that you get consistency, accountability, and visibility into getting the work done and knowledge sharing across the teams. That's why this particular series is called How to GSD, How to Get Stuff Done. And I think it's so important. This is why I've always understood. This is why we did a 7-part series on communication. But because we can't act like, communication is a simple thing. I might hear one thing, I might say one thing, you're hearing another thing, and then you're trying to, pull and you don't know where to go and what to do. But I love this aspect of the visibility of information, the accountability, who is accountable for this information, who is accountable for the work that's being done, and then the consistency piece of it. That's how you begin to move the needle. So here's this take. This is about getting people on the same page. All right. It's about tearing down these silos. You know, again, this is about making sure that there's visibility, consistency, and accountability. Set team-wide goals. Identify projects that ladder into each goal. Consolidate your content, communication, and coordination into one place. Build out cross-functional workflows. So I want to well, let's go in order. Let's just go in order because we getting excited here. Set team-wide goals. There should be a conversation about what it is that you're looking to do in terms of the level of communication when it's coming to sharing information and working on your projects, right? Okay. Identify projects that ladder into each goal. Okay, this is super important. This is why I say when we're talking about like goal setting, OKRs, organizational goals, whatever that is, you have to have projects that support that, right? That's these are some of the foundational pieces here. You have a goal. Goal is, 50K, 100K, a million a month, whatever it is. Another goal, oh, I want to build out this X, Y, and Z. I want to take this to here, there, everywhere, whatever those goals are. What are the projects that support that? Who's following me? Y'all following? Because this is some good stuff. This is some good stuff. Okay. Consolidate your content, communication, and coordination into one place. This is one of my main talking points, folks. I believe in it. I've seen it done well. I've seen it not done so well. You need to communicate in one place and space. Holla if you hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you hear me. We are in a digital age. The text message, the emails and all of that is going to bog down your communication. Now, email's good, because you need folks to email you things, files. There's lots of use cases for email when it comes to collaboration. But when we're talking about project work, everyday work, moving the needle forward on some things, you want to be able to have a centralized place. So those items are Slack, Team Slack in the house, for sure. I actually got a little skills badge, folks. I'm actually going to go for a couple of other skills badges, but I love me some Slack. I think Slack is fun. I think it's great. I think you can do a lot of really great things with it. I love setting up Slacks and communicating and doing all these things. Okay. What else? Project management tool. Okay. So you got your ClickUp, and you can use Slack. Many people have an issue. Well, I don't say an issue. It's a debate. Do you do all of your communication in Slack, or do you do it in ClickUp? I think you can do it in both, as long as you have. Okay, follow with me. As long as you have clear communication about why you're using those tools, and it's very clear, right? You probably want to build out a little wiki, like a little communications plan for internal communications, right? Google Doc, ClickUp Docs, Notion. Yeah, you'll definitely want to do that. And if you are Team Notion, which ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're Team Notion, they have ways where you can comment on some things. So that's a way where you can have that async communication. And if you're wanting to comment on a project or a task, then you could do that, right? Cool. But then I would definitely have, Slack with that, just for that back and forth communication. Build out cross-functional workflows. That essentially means that you are not sticking solely to one team or one specific area. You are making sure that the tech team, the graphics team, the strategy team, everybody understands what's going on in terms of their role and their workflow. Okay, we will stop because we could go in, but we're going to get to the lesson, and I'm going to make sure, now that I have this right here, I'm going to make sure that well, I guess I can just download it. I just download the PDF, shall I? I think I shall. And once I download the PDF, we will then on Monday go back over the rest of the report. But this is some good stuff, folks. Shout out to the peoples, right? Shout out to the peoples. Okay. All right. We've done this. Okay, so now we're going to go straight into the continuous improvement cycle. I found this handy dandy graphic, and we're going to break down how do you actually go about this thing called process improvement. How do you do it? How do you do it, folks? Here we go. Here we go. So let's dive straight into process and flow, folks. Now we're going to kind of get into this topic right here. Okay, the continuous improvement cycle. All right. I'm just going to go and bring this up, and I want to, because I want to be sure, folks, that I'm going to bring up the definition because I want to make sure that we make it make sense. The graphic is nice. I when I was researching this, I was like, oh, I just want a graphic that can just speak to what I want to ensure that people know and understand about. So it's just loading up, and I just wanted to have that there. I'm going to close this. I'm closing something down, so I want to make sure that I'm not freezing on y'all. So what is process improvement? So this refers to the practice of finding ways to make existing processes faster, more accurate, more efficient, and more reliable. Okay? Faster, more efficient, more reliable. Those examples, that example that I talked to you guys about earlier with Airtable and Zapier, I needed it to be more efficient. Okay? It wasn't making sense. I had a zap here. It was collecting information, and it duplicated, and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I mean, and to be honest, sometimes the process improvement doesn't even have to be something where you're like overhauling, an entire thing, right? It could actually just be that you're making a couple of tweaks, because honestly, some stuff could just gets on your nerves. To be honest, it just gets on my nerves. So I'm just like, I got to do something about it. So for me, I saw it a few times, and I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. So I was like, what's the solution? Quick solution. I just want to edit the zap and call it a day. It was like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes tops. So what we're looking at right here is we are looking at the continuous improvement cycle. So you want to start off right here. I did kind of just go super zoomed in for you all, but I just didn't want to, I don't like people squinting. So it's just another thing of mine. Identify opportunities in the process workflow. Identify. That's the first thing that you want to do. Shout out to my course creators. Shout out to my podcasters, my content creators. Shout out to those that are looking to improve their project delivery, their project execution and delivery process. Identify opportunities in the process workflow. This would mean that you should sign up for Whimsical. Shout out to the Whimsical team. I got a t-shirt from them. I should wear it more. I feel pride when I wear the t-shirt. Open it up and then document that bad boy in a visual way. I'm talking everything from the content creation process to the review to everything. Now, if you are doing solo dolo, that's cool. You can do it yourself. Or if you have a team member, you can have them to document it. Remember before we talked about with process improvement with SOPs that you don't create processes for an individual, like a specialized individual. You do it for the role. So if you have a podcasting workflow, which again, I would say now I'm probably at least comfortable enough to say I'm probably comfortable to at least say this. I'm probably 50% happier with my revised workflow. Y'all saw it the other day, but we may bring it up again. So that to me, because this is a continuous improvement, scheduling time every quarter to say what's not working, what doesn't feel right, what feels inefficient, hashtag I'm over it, what do I need to change, opportunities in the process. Okay, so then the next question, as you see right here, plan. Can the current process be improved? I think it's a great question, people. Okay. I think it's a great question. Can the current process be improved? And so that may take a little bit of research because you're looking at, how it's outlined and like what's the impact. And I think we got to make sure that we ask that question. If you're going to change something inside of a process, you want to think to yourself, team, what's that impact? What's that impact? So, great a really really good example of this is that I almost switched over from Acuity to Calendly. So, I went and started testing out Calendly, which I like. I like Calendly a lot. Went into Zapier, tested some things out, looked at my workflows, but I had a little issue. The issue is that, as y'all know, because I like to track things, I need different calendar links to send and fire off different emails that I have tied to AC. I love me a good Active Campaign zap in automation. So for instance, someone that wants to do a quick, 15-minute, we want to do like a discovery sales call, I'll have that link. I'll have that fired off to AC. And then I'll also have that information collected in AT, right? But the issue that I found with Calendly, it may be, maybe I need another Calendly expert, is that this is what I tried to do. I wanted to, at minimum, when I signed up with Zapier, I wanted to have another calendar link that was separate, like podcast guest confirmation, right? And I wanted to have that particular information be sent to AT. You know what I mean? So it was two separate URLs or two separate Calendly links, and I wanted two separate actions. And I wasn't able to figure that out. But again, Team Calendly, if you're out there, if you hear, my my plea, my scenario, if there's some Calendly experts, I'd love to chat about that because I love the fact that they have the text messages and it's the workflow thing is super cool. That part was a little odd how it's currently set up, but that's neither here nor there. It's not something I would lose sleep over, but it's odd how you do the workflow and it was just a little different, but no worries. It's a wonderful tool. Like when I see people use Calendly, I'm like, I love that. But if I wanted to change my process, right? And if I wanted to forego some of my tracking things that I like to track, then I'd have to make that decision and be comfortable with that. So especially when you're looking at it from the perspective of your process improvement piece, you do want to know, what are you giving up, or what's the trade-offs? And I think that's the important point. Like, what is the risk that you're taking? And for some people, that's okay. But for me, I'm just not there yet. Right? I'm just not there yet. I would prefer having the ability to have my separate Calendly links, and having Zapier being able to collect the information and put it where I want it to go. I'm telling you, these are the things that make me happy. I'm telling you. It's wonderful. It's the same principle again. It's the same principle for, I want to improve the process even for Twitter, even for my tweets, right? That's something that I would love to start collecting, possibly. The jury's still out on if that's something that's needed right now. But at one point, I was asking Zapier to basically track all my tweets and send them to AT. And I actually didn't even like the setup of how I did. I probably should have just created a new base. But again, I stopped that automation because I also wasn't sure what my Twitter journey will be. But I will say this: these past couple weeks have been really fun creating Twitter threads, as I continue to add value in that space, talk about project management, talk about team op strategies, talk about ClickUp, things like that. Yeah. So that's playing. Can this process be improved? Execute improvement changes. So after you have done your identification, right? After you've done this, identify the opportunities. Can the process be improved? Execute improvement changes. So then now you're actually getting into the executing of the process itself. So even you could be planning and doing some implementation and executing, all in the same place and space. Okay, so that's how you do that. And then lastly, how change is working for the team. So this is really good. You want to be able to really dive in deep and really track how people are getting used to the new changes. What are some of the hiccups? What are some of the things that have worked well? What didn't work well? And I think that's really important to make sure that you, or one of your team members who's in charge of this continuous improvement cycle, is able to get a survey, going, ask, people, maybe have a little huddle within Slack. Love the little huddles. You guys gotta experience a good old Slack huddle. It's wonderful. And just ask, hey, how's this working? Is this beneficial for you? Is this beneficial for you? And I think that's what's going to be very exciting for you to be able to say, hey, how is this really going? And so when you have that type of thing, you're able to get a better understanding of what needs to happen, you know? And the biggest thing, which I love about process improvement, is the fact that things can change. Things can change. And to be really what's a good phrasing for this? Um so that you can be really comfortable with understanding that sometimes the improvement cycle it will change, and be comfortable with that. Now, you don't need to sit there and make like 50 changes like every month or even every quarter. Like, you may not need to even do quarterly reviews. You may do that what do you call, a semi-annual basis. It just depends on what the process is. So, folks, peeps, Systems Lab crew. Oop. Oh no. Okay, here we go. This is the continuous improvement cycle. Huh? How do you like it? This is good stuff, right? This is really good stuff. Make sure you share this live stream with 3 people. This is really where you want to review this, share this with a friend, because process improvement is something that we all got to just get a little bit more in tune with, what's needed, what needs to be established, and everything in between. All right, folks. Well, where are we at? Okay, we are well, we're at 50, which is not bad. Which is not bad. I will stop the share, and I'll take any questions if folks have questions. But what to preview for the next week and the next couple of weeks? We're going to do a breakdown of what is task management and also what is project management. We did a little series about project management for entrepreneurs, but I definitely want to break down this concept of task management and talk about task management tools and project management tools. Lots of folks in good discussion this week I've had with people that are basically tool hopping from tool to tool. And so I think that will be a really good conversation for us to have about task management, project management, and then the tools, when to use it, how to use it, and that type of thing. I think that's going to be a beneficial conversation for us to have. What else, folks? I haven't even had a little challenge of the week in so long, but we're going to do it today. I want you to text live to 626-722-5444. And I want you to text me, what process will you be improving for the rest of the quarter? Like, what is it that you're going to tackle this quarter? Definitely do that. Definitely do that and tap in, tap in. What else is there, folks? Man, so much is going on. Definitely, if you want to join the Systems Lab crew, you sure can. Systems Lab crew. The information is in the bio, the link, the show notes of the YouTube channel. But definitely, if you feel the need and want and the support, go ahead and support the content if you'd like to. Last but not least, I definitely want to plug this in because we're coming up one more month left in Q3, and then we're preparing for Q4. I know that's when a lot of people are looking for process improvement. And so I have VIP day spots open, ClickUp VIP day spots. If you are a small business owner, you have a small team, and you're just like, I need to figure out how to use this tool better. I need someone to set this up for me and work with me and or my team member on how we can really be efficient with our team operations. Go ahead and check me out, ashleyschuler.com/VIP day, VIP-day. Looking forward to next week as always. And yeah, please, please, please let me know how I can best help you. Again, text me, #live 626-722-5444. Looking forward to talking with you guys next week. This has been a great live stream, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you all.